Hi everyone. We are doing something completely different this episode, and that is because we know you all love things that have a backstory and a history. So I will start off by saying that for those of you that saw LA Frock Stars and saw the episode with Dita von Teese, where she actually was shopping and we asked her to try on something that we had. In 2001 in New York, I don't know what possessed me, I bought this gorgeous fringed beaded gown that was Gypsy Rose Lee's. And I did not know this. Dita was a wealth of information. She said that Gypsy Rose Lee had 3 of these, one in red, one in silver, and then this one in gold. Dita actually has the one in silver, and she has no idea where the red one was. If you watch that episode, she said that Gypsy's son helped her bead the fringe. And what I love about this is it was designed by a costume designer that a lot of people are not familiar with her name, Helen Rose. And Helen Rose was with MGM for many, many years. I think her whole career she was with MGM. She also designed wedding dresses for Princess Grace of Monaco and also Elizabeth Taylor. Every now and then when I find something that is really not what I do, my justification for buying is pretty hysterical. In this case, I bought this because as a child growing up in the 50s and 60s, I knew who Gypsy Rose Lee was, and I thought, wow, this is a piece of American history. What I didn't mention is this dress was a costume that was used in the film called Screaming Mimis in 1958. And it's fascinating to look at the construction of this piece. It's pretty rough because she needs to get in and out of it quickly. The top is prong set rhinestones, and because of the weight, they had to build it on a fabric that could support the weight. So the skirt is actually on a cotton. You can see how rough the construction is on this, and it makes sense. I mean, you really want to think about, for performance, you want to have materials that will sustain the abuse. Imagine moving around with beads, and the entrance is really primitive. The zipper in the back. This came from the collection, I believe, of a gentleman named Charles Clybacker, who was part of the Kent State University Costume Museum. He had quite an amazing collection, and about 20 years ago he began to deaccession. I don't know what his reasons were, but this is one of the pieces that I got at auction in Doyle. My generation knows who Gypsy Rose Lee was. In terms of burlesque, she was like the queen of burlesque. And so the generation today knows Dita as the queen of burlesque. And that explains what her interest was in these pieces. Much to my surprise, in 2003 there was an article in Vanity Fair magazine talking about Gypsy because of the revival of a musical. And in it, they featured 2 photographs of this dress. And they actually make reference to it as being 28 pounds. I almost wrote a letter to the editor saying it's not 28 pounds, it's only 14 pounds. But still, can you imagine wearing 14 pounds of rhinestones and beads and dancing? This is going to be the first of a few celebrity-related garments. I bought one other thing which we'll show soon. And for those of you who remember or know who Jack Benny is, I have a great piece from Jack Benny which goes back to World War II. And with it I have a bunch of personal memorabilia that came with it, so stay tuned. So kind of what's the criteria for buying things? Everyone has their own button that pushes them. For me, this dress was being familiar with who Gypsy Rose Lee was, and also feeling like anything related to an iconic personality might not be a bad investment. I should mention that we have been closed now for 5 months, And the recent closure has been because during the looting, we lost a lot of really great pieces. That's the bad news. The good news is that means I needed to go out shopping. Of course, the best part of my job is shopping. So I've found some pretty fabulous things, and we may go back to showing my show-offs at the end of upcoming episodes. But in the meantime, if you like this episode, please give us a thumbs up. If you're new to this YouTube channel, please subscribe. Comments are appreciated. We have a presence on Instagram, and we have a website where we try to post what we show on the episode so that if you're interested in purchasing it, it's available for you to just click and buy. This one will not be on the website for sale. If you're interested, please send us a message on the comments. Other than that, I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. I'm going to go back to something I said a few episodes ago. We are in strange times, and it's so important that we exercise our voice. So I hope that you're all registered to vote in the upcoming elections. So that's it. Be well, be good, be kind, and we'll see you next week. I am here with Jennifer Lorenzi, who is the fashion and costume specialist at Julien's Auctions. And I have had the great pleasure of seeing Jennifer on a couple of occasions. You have handled some of the most incredible material, I think, that exists in the Western Hemisphere.
Yes.
Everything from like Elizabeth Taylor to you had the Joseph of Hollywood collection, Marilyn Monroe pieces that have sold for umpteen hundreds of thousands of dollars.
We actually sold the Happy Birthday, Mr. President dress for $4.8 million, and that's the record for the most expensive garment.
Wow.
Yes.
And that was, what, 2 years ago maybe?
2 to 3 years ago.
That's
yes.
incredible.
It all kind of blends together. Yes.
So this particular auction is such an interesting mixture of icons, from Marilyn Monroe to Mae West to Olivia Newton-John. Can you tell us a little bit about how you accumulated so many interesting things?
Well, collections just keep coming to us because everybody's starting to know Julien's Auctions. And we started out, we thought we were going to have a very small Olivia Newton-John sale, but she fortunately has kept all her things over the years, and we have had so much interest in this sale, like internationally. She's so well loved, and we have great pieces from Xanadu that she wore to the Grammys, from physical era, and of course, like the most iconic is the Grease jacket and pants, and those I can't wait to see how much they go for.
Well, we just met a gentleman who flew in from Mississippi just for Olivia Newton-John.
Okay.
And we were told that the pants and the jacket at this point, the bid is in excess of $100,000.
Correct, yes.
That's
yes,
mind-boggling.
Yes, yes. And I think she was wearing it for a little while on stage until she realized how special it was and was like, nope, I need to
Put
save
it away.
this. Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the proceeds from her auctions will go for her cancer research center.
Bless
So,
her.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, amazing woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you think about how iconic pieces like John Travolta's white suit,
Yes.
and now this amazing
Yes,
ensemble that's Olivia Newton-John's. And I mean, I'm curious to see how that incredible black and black lace and gold
yes,
swimsuit of
yes,
Marilyn Monroe's.
yes.
I would imagine that that's going to fetch really
Yes,
high prices.
we have a lot of Maryland, and we have a no reserve Maryland section, and but really iconic costumes in that section, and that's film worn, and she was photographed in it, so
That pumps up the price.
That pumps it up, yes.
Yeah.